He awakened to a bitter cold as night had fallen along the mountainside. He saw a number of small fires covered by ponchos suspended by tree branches to diminish visibility from a distance. His arms and legs were numbed by a stabbing pain, and he was very hungry. The soldiers nearby saw him moving around and quickly notified Captain Ivalenko. "It's good to see you have regained consciousness," Ivalenko smiled. "We have been discussing your situation and have figured out a way that you will be able to help us." "How can I possibly help?" Steve wondered as he thanked one of the soldiers for a cup of warm coffee and a bowl of stew. "We believe that the rebels have yet another lookout on the other side of the cavern leading to the valley where we believe that they have set up their underground storage depots," Ivalenko explained. "We were fairly certain that you and your friends came out here to investigate rumors of the guerrillas bringing captives out here to kill for their organs and body parts. This is also why we have been sent here. They will be on guard for a military unit, but they will be far less suspicious of a lone man. We will escort you to a designated area where we expect them to be patrolling, and once they move against you, we will destroy them." Steve resignedly took a pistol they gave him and headed back down towards the cavern where they had dragged the bodies of the KLA soldiers just hours ago. It was nearing midnight, and the only light came from the full moon shining brightly overhead as it reflected off the limestone along the ravine. As he entered the cavern, he could see that the walls were also covered with limestone, and the mold made it appear incandescent as he saw the bodies of the dead stacked along either side. Almost as an afterthought, he popped the cylinder of the revolver he had been given and saw that it was loaded with silver-jacketed bullets. He limped over a quarter-mile on his bad leg and felt like giving up. He had seen two of his closest friends murdered just hours ago and was shot himself. The coffee and the bowl of stew had not done much for him, and he was still weak from the loss of blood. His wounds were burning again, and each of the injured limbs felt as if they'd been stomped on. He shuffled along the limestone trail, not knowing or caring whether he came across the KLA or got caught in a crossfire between the opposing units. At once he heard a muffled roar, almost like that of a lion in a circus. He stopped in his tracks, peering ahead into the foggy darkness of the tree-shaded lane ahead. He knew he had enough bullets to kill a wild animal, but it would be one less he had with which to defend himself against the KLA, as if a revolver would be enough to defend against automatic rifles. He crept ahead softly, hoping the Serbs were watching closely enough to intervene if he got waylaid by a wild beast. Suddenly he saw what seemed to be a giant wolf emerging from the shadows ahead. It was hard to tell, but its head appeared as high as Steve's shoulders from the ground. It was of enormous size, possibly about 300 pounds of muscle and bone. Its eyes were as burning embers, and its fangs as ivory daggers as it stared straight at Steve. He broke out into a three-point stance, frozen in place with the revolver at the ready, pointed straight at the monstrous beast. He would empty the pistol at the target as it got within leaping distance, and whatever was left of him would be what the KLA might make do with. The giant wolf walked over slowly, deliberately, then broke into a rush at once, charging and leaping at Steve as he began pumping the trigger before the great impact swept him into oblivion.